In the repair shop today, a rusty toy boat
Well, I think that's actually had it.
takes Steve on a cruise down memory lane.
Working on things like this, it makes me feel like a child again.
Whilst Hannah shows tough love,
It's going to look a bit brutal, but I'm just going to remove this.
transforming an antique Italian chair.
The sooner we get this off and put some new fabric on, the better.
But first, a poignant story of a very precious keepsake. Rose Werner and her sister Linda have travelled from Essex
How we doing?
in the hope that Suzie Fletcher can turn her expertise to an item they hold dear to their hearts.
I'm Jay.
How to do?
And you
I'm
are?
Rose.
All right, Rose.
Linda.
All right, Linda. So, is it all right to get this out of the bag?
Yes, please.
OK, right. Oh, that's beautiful. Isn't it?
It's stunning, absolutely stunning.
Please tell us about this. It looks like it's got a bit of a story to it.
It's Jim's box. Jim was my husband.
OK.
He passed away 10 years ago, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry to hear
But this was his box. He kept all his, what he called his treasures and things that came from the family.
Right. So, tell us about Jim, then.
He came on the first Kindertransport out of Hamburg. That was a refugee transport from Nazi Germany
Right.
for Jewish children. It was sponsored by the Quakers here in England.
Right.
He arrived in Harwich
OK.
on the 2nd of December 1938.
So, how old was Jim when he came over, then?
He was 13.
13.
Yeah. He thought he was going on holiday and he couldn't understand why his parents were so upset when they put him on the train, not realising what was going on.
What happened with his parents then after? Did they get reunited or...?
No. He has a sister and she was not well at the time, so
OK.
she had to stay behind with her parents, and unfortunately it wasn't long after that when they were taken to a concentration camp and they were then lost in the gas chambers in Poland. So it was quite a sad story, really.
And to have had such a traumatic thing happen to him as a child, it's really powerful.
Yeah.
So, what type of man was Jim?
Very well liked. I think I can say that with all honesty.
He was just a lovely brother-in-law.
Yeah.
We loved him, don't we?
Yeah. And he loved farming work.
He loved farming.
Well, that's really how I come to meet him, because he came to work on a farm near our home, and so the boys used to congregate outside the pub and us girls used to go and see what we could find.
See what the boys were
See
like.
that cheeky smile?
One way of putting it.
So that's how you met Jim?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I was 17, he was 19, and we got married in 1947.
So, how and when did this come into play then?
Well, he got the box just after we got married. He was told by his elderly aunt that it had been in the family, and she said, I'd like you to have this box. He did treasure it because it was the only tangible thing that he had that his parents had touched, had in their possession. They confiscated everything, the Nazis. That's all that was left of his home. It's got to be
It's at least
approaching,
80
if not 100 years old, because it's been in our keeping for 70 years.
Right. So this looks like it's wood, but this is leather, isn't it?
Yeah, it is leather, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful tooling work. I mean, it's probably the best tooling work I've ever seen. It's
Really?
Really?
really stunning.
And then the inside. Oh, wow. And who's this in here, then?
That is Jim. That's what he arrived in England with.
So his original name wasn't Jim, then?
No.
That was one of the farmers, wasn't it? Yeah, he asked him what his name was and he said Helmut. So he said, oh, hello, Jim.
Jim.
It always stuck.
What would you like us to do to this box, then?
Really and truly, all I want it to do is to be made safe
OK.
so that it can be opened without the lid falling off.
Right.
And these things could be safe inside it.
Yeah. So this would have meant a lot to him, you guys bringing this in to get
It would.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would.
Trying to save his box.
to remember him.
Yeah.
This is just an amazing story. So I'm really, really keen to get started.
So thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you.
Let me get a door for you guys.
Jim, he always wanted it to be made safe again. Whoever opens that box in the future will know Jim because his love story's in that box. I'm really excited about what they're going to do with it. I really am. I can't imagine what it's going to look like.
What a story.
Well, amazing story.
So, what are you going to do to this?
The leather is split along
Yeah.
here, and that needs to be stabilised.
Okay.
And then inside, the lining all needs to be replaced.
It's watermark silk.
Okay.
It's basically used on walls normally, but I can get some of this.
And then what I need to do is get this beautiful carving cleaned up to really bring it back to life.
Yeah.
Because this is such incredible work.
So it's worth highlighting.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah.
So I'll get the silk, and you'll be all right taking this to your bench, won't you?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just taking a look at this amazing box. Whoever did this really knew what they were doing. It's certainly of age, and the top is beginning to come loose. So the first thing I need to do is start gluing this back down, and I'm going to use a contact solution for this. So now the leather's glued down, I need to let that cure so it sets really solidly.
While Susie presses on with her meticulous repair, outside, the next visitor is arriving. Peter Coxon is hoping the teamwork of Steve Fletcher and Dominic Chinea can provide a speedy recovery to a treasured childhood toy.
Hello there, you okay?
Hi, I'm very well.
I'm Steve.
I'm Peter.
Hello, Peter.
Nice to
Peter,
meet
I'm
you.
Dom.
Dom, nice to meet you.
Lovely
too.
to meet you.
What have you brought us?
Well, I have brought you this little baby.
Oh, wow.
60 years old, I reckon. And,
That is great.
Beautiful.
There's only 2 toys from my early childhood that I got, and this is the prize one.
What exactly is it?
Well, it's the Bluebird, which is Donald Campbell's iconic boat which held the world speed records.
And this is a model of that.
So it's a model, and it was a working model, originally a clockwork.
Oh, right,
working model.
okay.
Oh, cool.
So we launched it when I was probably 6 on the town pond,
Yeah.
and it got halfway and it stopped.
Oh, no.
So, I
So
had
who
to take
went
the
in to
shoes and
get it?
socks off and wade in to,
Yeah,
to bring
yeah,
it back.
Yeah.
This was from my godfather, Uncle Lionel, who gave it to me. Uncle Lionel was a kind of larger-than-life character, I remember. He had a big handlebar moustache.
Yeah.
But he was clearly a talented man. Being an engineer, he actually replaced the clockwork with battery-operated electric motors.
right.
So your
yes.
godfather did
Yes.
that? Wow.
So it would then operate all the way across the pond.
So how come you've kept it all this time?
Well, I was clearly very fond of it, and it meant something to me. And it felt like the launch of my kind of passionate life on the water, boating, sailing. We go to the beach, it seems like all the time. And then we bought our own first little 12-foot sailing boat, and we'd all go out as a family picnicking. And now I spend a few months every summer sailing around somewhere warm in the world, really.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's all sparked.
That's how it all started when I was 6 years old.
So what is wrong with it?
Well, mechanically, everything.
Oh, can we see inside?
Well, yes.
Oh.
And there it looks a bit more like a wreck.
Look at that.
Pretty,
Yes.
pretty corroded.
Goodness.
And it's lost the propeller, because that was always going to be a vulnerable part.
If we can get it working, what are your plans with it?
Well, what I'd love to do is be able to float it and see it actually just manoeuvring along at the bottom of the garden in the little creek, and have my grandkids with me. They come and stay quite often, so that's always a treat to have them.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to show too much childish excitement here.
You can. I think I am. It's kind of, yeah.
Peter, thank you so much for bringing this in. We are both going to really enjoy this,
Yes.
aren't we?
Well, yeah.
We're like two little kids.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to come back and see what you've managed.
All right.
Bye for now.
Lovely to meet you.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
The Bluebird brings back those kind of halcyon childhood summer memories. To actually see her able to just cruise across the creek with my grandkids, that would be fantastic.
I would have loved this as a child. I'd love it now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So, I think I've got to change the motor,
OK.
put a new propeller on, and you've got to work your magic on the paintwork.
Once you've done all your work, the last thing I think to do will just be to tidy up, remove all the rust, keep the character. I like all of this, all the little chips and the dings.
Yeah,
I think it looks brilliant, but we just need to preserve it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. OK, well, once I've got all my work done, I'll bring it over to you.
Bring it over. Very good. Look forward to it.
OK.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers. I think I'll just check out the motor, see if that's working. I don't intend to put another clockwork mechanism back into here. I think it's too vulnerable being next to water. Whoa. I think that's actually had it. That's completely rusted up. I'm going to have to get another motor for that and work out a way of fitting it in as well.
As Steve sets about dislodging the damaged parts on the boat, across the barn, Susie is taking a lighter touch with the delicate pattern work on the decorative leather box.
The carving here has collected dirt and dust over the years, and it's gone all down into the little nooks and crannies. So what I want to start by doing is, with a very, very soft toothbrush, I'm going to go in here and just start to lift the dirt and the dust up. It is certainly one of those cleaning jobs that has to be done with a huge amount of care, because I don't want to do anything that could diminish that beautiful depth that we've got in all this tooling work. So I'm really happy with how this is beginning to come alive. It's just going to take me a little while to do, but it's going to be so worthwhile. It's going to look fantastic.
While Susie has been painstakingly cleaning the intricate surface, Jay has been busy sourcing a replacement for the box's distressed lining.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
All right, so if there's anything else you need, just let me know.
OK, brilliant.
All right?
Thank you.
No problem.
In order for me to replace this lining, I need to remove the card that the original lining is glued to. I've got that removed. I think I just want to put a little bit more wadding on this, just to give it a bit of extra lift. So there we have that positioned. So this is me just sort of kissing the fabric. OK, so now I can fold this over, start getting that all glued down into position. All right, so that went rather nicely. So I'll see what we've got on the other side here. So there we have the lid done. And then we can start reassembling all the lining.
Along with relining the box's interior, Susie makes a pair of matching stays using the same material.
The lid is now ready to be remounted onto the box here. So what I need to do now is just run some wood glue along the edge here. Slot that down into place. so. And hopefully no one will notice that it was ever broken.
Next into the repair shop is Chantal Taylor from Stockton-on-Tees. She's hoping upholsterer Hannah Weston-Smith can restore an item that holds huge emotional importance for her.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Jake.
I'm Chantal.
I'm Hannah.
Nice to meet you.
Chantel, this lovely chair must be yours then.
It is.
Tell us about it, please.
So it's an antique Italian chair. My mum's side of the family were all Italian. My mum's from Pisa, my dad's from Middlesbrough. In the late 80s, my parents came back over to England after living in Italy for 10 years to have me.
OK.
And this chair came over from Italy with them.
It came to England and then
Yes.
it stayed in your parents' house, is that right?
Yes, it was in my parents' room with the ornate dressing table and the ornate dressing table mirror.
Oh, that must have been nice.
Yeah, it was all very glamorous, with all the glamorous makeup.
So, how come you've got the chair now then?
So last year, both my parents died.
Oh, sorry to hear that. To lose one parent is bad enough, but to lose two,
Yeah,
it must have been a big shock to you.
yeah. So I had to sell the house, and this was one of the only items that I took from the house because it had so much special meaning to me.
Yeah, yeah. And you're the only sibling, there's no
Yeah,
brothers?
there's only there's no other family in the UK.
So you had to deal with all that stuff
Yeah.
by yourself?
Tricky on your own.
Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, it would be. So this chair must mean a lot to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your earliest memories of this chair then?
It's always been in my life, basically. I would always do dance shows and dance competitions.
Right.
And at this chair is where my mum would sit, and she did her makeup. That's where she'd get ready for all my dance shows. But I love sitting at it, playing with my mum's lipstick.
Oh.
Which probably put all over my face, which she wasn't very pleased about. But I love pretending I was my mum and getting glamorous.
I just think it's beautiful. The carving's lovely on it, and the fact it's got this lovely gilt wood frame.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
So what would you like us to do to it then?
I just wanted to make it as glam as all my memories of it are.
Okay.
I don't know where all these rips came from. Because it's so old, it's probably just general wear and tear on the wood as well.
And do you want to keep it all gold as well, as it is now?
I'd like to keep it gold and glamorous, but I do like bold patterns,
Okay.
floral.
I like the sound of that. So to keep the frame as it is, but then
Reupholsterer.
get a bit jazzy on the fabric. Okay, okay.
I had a bad time after my mother died, so anything that can bring back the good memories for me. And I just want to be able to make the memories with my family that I made with my mum when I was young.
We're going to do everything for you. Thank you for bringing this chair in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I feel a bit sad about the chair in its current state. I obviously have a lot of memories with it, but the way it's currently, it's not very nice, and I just want it to be magical again.
Losing both parents, that's a bit much.
Devastating, like, yeah, so sad.
So what you got to do?
Well, we need to look at the upholstery, get rid of this, see what we can do to make it still comfortable, but, you know, make it look nice and new.
And she did mention bold floral
Right,
fabric.
yeah,
And I love,
boudoir.
I love going fabric shopping, so I'll get on the look for some of that.
Great. We need to look at the frame.
Yeah.
I don't want to completely redo it. I just
Right.
touch up the areas where it's most worn.
Yeah,
Because we want to keep hold of that history.
All right, so let's get this over to you, Era, so you can get on with that and I can go shopping.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I am just starting to take the top fabric off. It's very, very weak and it's just coming apart. So the sooner we get this off and put some new fabric on, the better. Actually, this upholstery is coming off quite easily, so it's going to look a bit brutal, but I'm just going to remove this because we're not keeping it. Right, so I've just got to keep going, taking off all these covers, and once I've got that off, have a look at that seat, add some extra padding to it, and then have a look at that frame before I go onto the upholstery.
As Hannah embarks on her long list of tasks, on his bench, Steve is making headway with an essential modification to the model boat.
I've designed and drawn up some clips that I'm going to use to hold the top of the boat on. And hopefully these clips are going to make it watertight. Right, I need to cut this out now. Right, I just need to bend these into the right shape. That's one done. Just got to make another one, and hopefully they're going to work. I'm making really good progress. The clips, I think they're going to work well. And basically, one of the clips fits in here and the other clip fits the other side like that. But also, there's going to be a waterproof foam insert, and that'll create a water seal as well. Right, now what I need to do is fit this into here, but before that I'm going to have to fill it with a silicone. Right, now we're all ready. Just need to pop it into place. Right, so that pushes into there like that. The two claws go in there, and then that piece just goes there, and that fits nice and snugly. And it should be waterproof as well, so that's worked so well. Good. Right, Dom.
Steve, hey, you okay?
Yeah, I've got it all ready for the paintwork now.
Okay, how'd you get on?
Really well. I've actually made these special clips so that it actually clips on and it makes a watertight fit. And I've made a unit to hold a new motor.
So we're well on the way for the 300 mile an hour. Big motor.
I tell you, I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Yeah. Well, leave it with us. I'll give it an awesome paint job. It would be far too easy to just get a paintbrush with some blue paint and touch it back in. It would work, but it just wouldn't last. So preparation is absolute key. This is now all sanded down and I'm left with nice, clean, shiny metal that is now ready to prime all of the bare metal parts in preparation for the blue.
As Dom takes his time with the primer, Steve is speeding along, engineering the Bluebird's missing parts.
I've decided I'd make a 3-bladed propeller. It's the first boat propeller I've ever made. So I'm just going to mark that out. As a child, I was always making aeroplanes and boats. So I love working on things like this. It makes me feel like a child again.
Once Steve cuts out the propeller shape,
Good.
he secures it onto a new shaft with solder, before working out in which direction to angle each blade.
I've got to make sure that I shape it right because I want it to push the boat along, not to pull the boat backwards. So I'm just going to go in with pliers first and bend it. Looks very propeller-like, so hopefully it'll go the right way. Yeah, for the first propeller, that's all right. Quite happy.
Steve's not the only one feeling buoyant. Across the barn, Susie's sympathetic repair to the century-old leather keepsake box is nearing completion.
Well, I'm really happy with how the inside of the box looks now. Final thing is to give the leather on the exterior a nice conditioning to prevent it from cracking anymore. So this is a conditioner that's been around for many, many years. You can smell the tallow in it, and tallow is a grease that they use in the tanning process. So it really feeds the leather beautifully. I'm just going to let that sink in, and then I'll give it a final buff, and it'll be ready to give back to Rose and Linda.
This box is the only link between a Kindertransport refugee and his parents and sister, who were killed in the Nazi concentration camps. Now his widow Rose has returned with the support of her sister to see if her late husband's box can live on, continuing to tell his remarkable story.
I've come to collect Jim's box today. I can't wait to see it. I can't imagine what you could have done with it. I haven't got words, really. I'm just so excited about it all. Let's get it.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. Please take a seat. It's lovely to see you again. Linda, lovely to see you too. Well, I think I should let you see what I've been able to do.
Oh,
Yes,
please.
You ladies ready?
I can't wait to see this.
Here we go.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, it's so... Look at it.
Oh.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Can we look inside?
Of course.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Lovely.
I don't believe it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I've never seen it look like that. Oh, I can't thank you enough. And it's all fixed and the lid won't lift off.
It's lovely.
No.
And it's got the side... I've never seen them before.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's Jim. Yes. While I've got that, I've always got Jim.
Well, I have to say, it was not only a privilege and a pleasure to do this, considering the immense story behind it, but also for me to work on such a beautiful piece was the icing on the cake. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're really
I
welcome.
really can't thank you enough.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Seeing your smile, that's everything.
I was just amazed. I couldn't believe it. It looks so different, so beautiful. It looked pristine, it looked new, lovely. And I know Jim, if he could see it now, he would be over the moon with it. He really would. I'm thrilled to bits.
Across the barn, upholsterer Hannah has stripped back the old Italian chair and is now tasked with making it as comfortable as can be.
I actually really like doing the stuffing because it's starting to form the chair's final shape with this carded horsehair. It's also really, really springy and soft. Once I've got this on, I'm going to put some calico over the top so it's nice and prepared, ready for the top fabric.
How we doing? Oh, you've done all right, haven't you?
Yeah, cracking on.
That is nice. Look what I got for you, though.
That is beautiful,
You
isn't
like it?
Yeah.
It's bold as well, isn't it?
And velvet. It's going to look amazing against the gold frame.
Yeah, Chantel's really going to love that.
Wow.
So what else you got left to do on that?
Going to fill in a few of these bits where the gold's come off the frame. Then I can get that fabric on and get some... trim. We need a trim or a braid just to blend in with the frame because that's such a bold fabric. I don't think we need to have anything that kind of takes away from that.
Definitely. Leave it with me.
Fantastic. All right. Cheers, Jay.
With the plump new padding now firmly in place, Hannah's next job is to rekindle the faded glamour of the gilt frame.
I'm now starting on the mammoth task of filling in where all the chips have come off the paintwork here. Chantal remembers it being bright and shiny, and I'd really like to get it back to that. So what I'm going to do is start with the base layer, a really fine coat. I'm using a base of a gouache, which is a watercolour paint. On top of that base layer, I'm going to put a mica powder just to start making it shine. And so it gives this shimmery effect, almost like gold. At the moment, it's a little bit too bright where it's worn down before, and I need to match it in as best I can with the original paintwork. So I'm going to use a process called scumble glazing.
The centuries-old decorative finish known as scumble glaze involves brushing on a semi-transparent layer of paint and then scumbling or rubbing it for an uneven finish.
I'm actually going to use a carrier bag to just try and manipulate and move the oil glaze around. Whilst it's taking up all the excess, it's also leaving kind of a random pattern on the surface, just so I can try and blend it with what's already there. That's perfect. I'm going to keep building up these layers, so hopefully we won't be able to tell that it's been redone, and then I can get on with the upholstery. So Jay got me this fantastic fabric. It's really bold and vibrant. I've measured it up so I know what I need, and I'll cut it out and I can start to put it onto the chair. So this layer's going on first. Try to place the fabric on the front in a more contemporary way, and I want to do that on the seat as well, rather than just having a central pattern, which would make it look quite formal. It's really useful having a magnetic hammer, because it means that I don't have to hold a tack and the hammer at the same time whilst trying to kind of manipulate the fabric. Oh, I'm just really pleased with this fabric. It just looks so good against that gold frame. I think Chantel's going to be really happy with it.
In the outdoor workshop, Dom has spent hours painstakingly renewing the paintwork of the toy boat, keeping the colour true to its Bluebird name.
Steve, I finished the paintwork.
Oh, fantastic. I think that's absolutely bang on. I love that.
It's
Really.
not a brand new paint job.
No.
A lot of it is still the original paint.
That's perfect. That's the way it should be.
It's had a really good wax as well, so it's super slick, so we can, get the speed, the maximum top speed.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. I can't wait to get it finished.
So I look forward to it.
All right,
Thanks,
cheers.
Steve.
This 1950s tin model Bluebird sparked a lifelong love of water sports for owner Peter, who's returned today keen to find out whether his beloved childhood toy will sink or swim.
Well, I'm ridiculously excited to be here. I'm hoping it will look good, and if it were at all possible to float and not sink, I'll be in seventh heaven.
Hello, Pete.
Lovely to see you
Nice
again.
to see you again, too.
Fantastic.
How you doing?
Jay,
You okay?
very, very well, thank you.
So how you feeling about today?
Come on, I'm so excited. It's a bit silly, really. I feel slightly embarrassed about the excitement.
No, don't be silly. I feel exactly the same. And it's not even mine. So, Steve, do the honours.
OK.
It looks as I remember it, but it's still got that sense of its originality. It is my original Bluebird.
It is.
Fantastic. That is. Oh, it's brilliant. Thank you so much. Can I shake your hand?
Of course you can. Dom has done the paintwork, and he's been so careful not to take any of the character away.
Yes.
The
Oh, fantastic. So do you think it will be reasonably watertight?
I'm pretty sure. I've not tested it.
Well, all I can do is let you know.
No. We've got a lake here. We can test it in a lake if you're all right with that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Shall we do it?
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Right. Fantastic.
Come on. Dom.
Hello. So Steve's got the wellies. This is so Steve's going in.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Watch yourself now. Watch yourself.
Okay, that's right. OK. There we go. He's in.
Oh, he's in.
Got it. OK. Be careful,
Here
Steve.
we go. Hey.
Yeah,
that's quality.
Doing
Hey.
it.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Well done, Steve.
That's quality.
Well done,
That is
Steve.
good. Well,
Well
done.
Diamond.
She's coming back.
Look at that.
When I first saw it, I was lost for words. Absolutely brought back that sense of this is my boat. And to see her then go off and curve round and come back. Now that brought back powerful memories. What fun.
Oh, that's
Well
awesome.
done, Steve, man. Well done. Well done, Dom. It's a
Brilliant.
brilliant job. Peter, you happy?
There we go.
I'm extraordinarily happy. It's so elegant again. I love it. Oh, yeah, don't
Come there, you.
Back in the barn, Hannah has almost finished her reupholster of Chantal's precious Italian chair.
How we doing, Hannah?
Ah, really good,
This looks amazing.
doesn't it? What a good fabric.
All it needs is that trim you was after.
Brilliant, fantastic. Look at that.
I think it goes well with the gold, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely a good way, because we don't want to detract from that amazing fabric.
Yeah.
But we want to highlight that great frame.
You've
really
done
pleased.
an excellent job.
Fab. I'm going to put this on, and it's just to cover the staple line around the edge, so we have a nice crisp finish to the chair.
This old Italian dressing table chair belonged to Chantal's parents, both of whom died a year ago, just 8 months apart. It's one of only a few items she chose to keep, owing to the fond family memories it holds.
The chair was always in my life, and now I hope to bring it back into my life. I'm excited and apprehensive and I'm nervous, all three in one. I'm just super excited to see it.
Hello, Chantal.
Hello.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, are you? How
you doing?
Very good.
I'm good, thank you.
So what are you hoping to see?
Something that's kept true to the Italian antique style, bold, floral fabrics, or...
Not a lot, then. She doesn't want a lot, does she? And the chair's quite important to you, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah?
I have so many memories of the chair, and I just want to make memories with my family now with it as well.
Well, Hannah's worked on it, and we are excited to see what you think of this.
Yeah. Can't wait. Yeah.
Ready?
Shall we?
Yes.
OK, you ready?
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh God, it's so pretty. Perfect. And all the stitching's perfect as well. I had visions of what I wanted it to be, but this is even more than I could think of. And so pretty and shiny. I love it.
We wanted something that represented kind of you and your mum,
Yeah.
and you said about her being bold and, you know, a vibrant character.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so, yeah, we thought that we'd try and put that into this chair.
So what do you think Mum would make of it now, then?
She would love it, and she'd be amazed to see that it's being brought back to life.
Right.
So she'd be very, very happy to see it.
So what are you going to do with it now?
Put it back in front of my dressing room and just love it.
Oh,
Great.
thank you
Thank you.
for bringing it in, Chantel. OK?
And thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
You're amazing.
Oh, bless you.
Thanks.
Take care now.
It's completely blown my mind. I just love the pattern. This chair's a really nice fitting tribute to my mother and my father, so I'll just think of both of them when I'm sat in a chair as well. I just love it.